Hello builders, we got another one for you today. It is our Jaguar Habitat. It is our final animal going in our Aztec jungles, aka our South American area. By the way, I got a new mic, so hopefully this helps improve my voice quality in these videos. If not, then maybe the money wasn't well spent, but whatever. So here we have it, our little sleeping area we're building. It's similar to our snow leopard area, where I have a little viewing area above for the leopards to come in. Oh wait, no, not leopards. Jaguars. Different cat. Altogether. But regardless, they can come up here and look down at the guests, and the guests can get a nice, close, personal experience with the Jaguars. And speaking of close, personal experience, how about you just scroll on down, hit that subscribe button and that like button, and leave a little comment if you enjoy this video, or any of my other videos. But how was that for a segue into asking for support? Was it as bad as I think it was? If it was, well, too bad. We're going with it. I'm not changing it. And right about here, I decided I need way more room for this exhibit than I originally planned, so we just shrink down the mountain and expand it out that way. And luckily, the pathing gods were kind to me this day, as I didn't have to actually do too much with the pathing, and they were all snapped together relatively simple. Thank you, pathing gods, for this gift. And speaking of gifts, and also cats, we're joined by little Noctis here for the stream for a little bit. He wants me to give him some belly rubs, as always. And now it comes time to expanding the cave outwards and creating a little sleeping area for our jaguars. We're going to have a little area for the keepers to come in and enter in, and also a few little holes in the wall that will allow the jaguars to exit out on little climbing frames. Overall, I think I'm really happy with the way this one turned out, and I hope you like it too. And with the inside complete, we turn it into a little cave on the outside, just filling with rocks, and we'll come in later and add in a bunch of vegetation. Just to continue with that theme for the whole zoo and making everything look as wild as possible. And here we are putting the boundary of the map to its absolute limit, so I have to create a really thin wall facade in the back here. just to make it look like the edge of a cliff. But of course, I couldn't just leave it, you know. I couldn't just make it a boring old cliff. I had to come in here and add a little bit of details, make it into a waterfall, of course, and have the train come underneath it. And then, just to be a little lazy, I went on the workshop and found someone's lovely little leopard statue that they created. And we all have our strengths and weaknesses when it comes to building. For me in this game, my weakness is probably building statues, which is usually why I go on the Steam Workshop and I try and find one there if I can. Of course, the keepers hate getting their feet wet. I don't know what I paid them for, but they just had to come in and request a bridge because they couldn't walk over that little pond all by themselves. Little crybabies, I tell ya. Like Kevin, he was complaining a lot. We had him doing the otter habitat, and that one was crazy. Like finally we had him coming in over here, and Kevin was against the whole river idea, but I told him like it had to go in, and but you know, Kevin's not a problem anymore. There was a whole incident with the Jaguars. He was running around. He was trying to play with him, I think. We're not too sure what happened, but the Jaguars took care of Kevin, and he's not around anymore. But let me tell you, for Stacy, who took over, there was a lot of cleanup for her to do. Didn't envy Stacy on that one. So right here, we're coming in and we're just building in a bunch of climbing frames. We're just going to have them all over the exhibit and give our Jaguars a nice chance to run around. And over here too, I also don't like having flat exhibits whenever I can do it. So we're just coming here and building in a few raised areas, little ups and downs, to give the guests a little bit different perspective of the animals. We're joined by our little buddy Rupert. He's my wife's pet rat, who comes and joins me on the stream every now and then. He is such a cute little guy. Well, happy that this whole South American area is done. I'm kind of sad because I don't get a chance to use the Aztec pieces as much as I will in the future. I had a lot of fun just building an old ruined city and covering foliage. And just these pieces work so well in so many cases. Just a good way to fill the space. And with the outer wall complete, it's time to come in and start working on the inside of the exhibit. Right here, I'm just going to start tidying up around these little rock features that we have, so that the leopards can climb up top and go hang out above the guests. Hang on a minute, did I just call them leopards again? Damn it, I gotta stop doing that. Well, jaguars, you know what I meant. They're big old cats. Of course, to prevent them from getting out, we gotta cover up this area with a few rocks. Otherwise, they're just going to jump out and have a free meal from all the guests. Or, you know, maybe they're too full from Kevin. Maybe Kevin overfilled them, so maybe they're not going to eat anyone. Who knows? here I wanted to have a little pond for them to swim in, as they also could have a fish feeder. I ended up lowering it down just a little bit more so that they have a nice deep spot to go fishing in. And here's a fun building fact for you. If you're building on the very edge of the map, you have to be very careful about placement of rocks, as even if they go over just by a few pixels, you can't place the rock down, even if the majority of them is on the buildable side. So that made building this little wall a little bit more difficult, so I had to turn most of the rocks more vertical. I was having a bit of trouble with the pathing and placing the water around in the stream, so I decided just to remove the path altogether, and we're just going to come in and add a few temple pieces. That way it wouldn't break the water. Of course, the Jaguars love to have climbing frames, so you gotta go crazy with that all over the exhibit. And right around here too, I add a few around the edges of the water in case they don't want to get wet. To ensure the Jaguars get nice and close up to the guests, we add a few climbing frames around the viewing area, just to make sure that they walk around there. And now we add the Jaguars to the habitat so I could double check all the climbing frames and see if there are any escape points. Luckily there weren't too many adjustments needing to be made, and they were rather happy with it. At least I think they were. Now that's all that's left, is to add in a few trees and bushes to really pretty the whole place up. Make sure to watch to the end of the video, because you'll see a keeper in the final flyby, and that is unfortunately the last footage we have of Kevin. Poor Kevin. But hey, at least Stacy got her promotion. Now we're at the part of the video where I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little build. I'll have more coming up soon. Our next zone that I'll be doing is our swamp zone, which will house all the reptiles in the game. We'll also be throwing in a few amphibians in there as well, and everything be sorted out into lizards, turtles, snakes, We'll have all the crocodilian-like species in there too. It's going to be great. Well, as great as a swamp can be, I suppose. So thanks again for watching, builders. Feel free to like, subscribe, do all those things that help this video get shared with other people. And feel free to come by on Twitch and check out my builds. I play Planet Zoo, of course. Big shocker there. But I also play other games too. Anything that lets me be a little creative or manage a park of some kind. Or a little colony like RimWorld. All kinds of games are played. So feel free and stop by. Hope to see you there. So with that, I'll leave you guys with this one final flyby through the build. Happy building, everyone, and have a good day.